Are you tired of your vegetables struggling in shallow soil or dealing with wooden beds that rot every few years? You're not alone. Most garden beds fail because they're either too shallow for healthy root growth or made from materials that just don't last. Today, we're highlighting 5 garden beds for vegetables that tackle these problems head-on. Stick around and don't forget to check the description for links to all these products. Let's dive in. Kicking things off at number 5, the Vego Garden Modular Metal Raised Bed really stands out, and here's why. Imagine having 9 different ways to arrange your garden bed. Yep, 9. This means you can customize the shape to fit those tricky, awkward corners in your yard. So, if your outdoor space isn't perfectly square or rectangular, this could be a great fit. At a comfortable 17 inches tall, it offers enough root depth for most vegetables without forcing you to bend over too much. That's a big win for your back. Plus, the alu-zinc coating isn't just some standard finish. It actually fights rust better than regular galvanized steel. And those rounded edges? They're designed to keep little hands safe from sharp corners, which is a thoughtful touch for families with kids. What's really clever here is the modular system. You don't have to go all in at once. Start small and then add more sections as your garden grows. It's flexible and grows right alongside your gardening ambitions. Now, full honesty moment. Putting it together means dealing with a lot of screws, and some folks mention the instructions could be a bit clearer. Also, this bed isn't the cheapest option out there, so if you're watching your budget, that's something to consider. One thing to note is the material called VZ 2.0. Sounds fancy, right? But it's basically their special coating system. While it promises longer-lasting durability, you're partly paying for the brand name here. Similar performance can be found with other beds at a lower price point. Moving on to number 4, the Best Choice Products Metal Raised Garden Bed really catches attention with its impressive 24-inch depth. That's a lot of room, enough to hold up to 269 gallons of soil. If you're growing deep-rooting veggies like broccoli or beans, this extra space can make a big difference for healthy, robust plants. What's great here is the tool-free assembly. Using wing nuts and bolts makes setup fairly straightforward, even if you're not a DIY expert. The powder-coated steel gives it decent durability, and the open base design isn't just for drainage. It can actually double as a composting area if you want to layer organic materials right under your plants. Pretty clever, right? Now, real talk. Customer feedback is a mixed bag. Lots of people love the size and say the assembly instructions are clear and easy to follow. The height and depth get high marks, and many gardeners appreciate how it looks in their yard. But some users raise concerns about sturdiness. The center bracing bars feel a bit weak to some, and the material thickness might not hold up over time. A few folks notice the corners bending and the sides bowing out when filled with soil, which is definitely something to keep in mind. So, if you're thinking about this garden bed, be aware. The thin material and lack of strong center support could mean it won't stay perfectly square under heavy, wet soil. Also, since there's no bottom panel, you'll want to make sure your ground is well prepped before installation. At number 3, the Arlmont & Co. Harriet Wooden Raised Garden Bed really stands out with its natural charm. Crafted from fir wood and featuring a smart 5-grid layout, it offers plenty of room to grow. 7.5 by 6 feet with a 1.6-foot depth, perfect for most vegetables. What's interesting here is the traditional mortise and tenon joint system. It's an old-school technique that makes assembly surprisingly straightforward and creates super strong connections that should last for years. Plus, the open bottom design encourages healthy roots and keeps water from pooling, a key for happy plants. Fir wood naturally resists decay better than many woods out there, so this bed has a longer lifespan compared to cheaper lumber options. And if you like flexibility, you'll appreciate that it can be arranged in U or L shapes to fit your garden's layout perfectly. That said, wood does need more care than metal beds. You'll want to check for wear, insect damage, and weather effects each season. Even fir isn't immune to time, especially in tougher climates. One thing to keep in mind, once assembled, this bed weighs about 70 pounds, so moving it isn't easy. Choosing the right spot up front is important. Its natural wood look is a favorite for many gardeners, but be ready for some ongoing upkeep. The price is reasonable, right in the mid-range, so it's a solid option if you want that classic wood feel without breaking the bank. Have you used a wooden garden bed before? Share your tips or questions in the comments. I'm eager to hear your experiences. Next up, the Landguard Galvanized Raised Garden Bed really grabs attention with its focus on durability. Made from Q195 galvanized metal, it uses a double-layer anti-corrosion process and a unique oval design to tackle the common durability problems found in cheaper metal beds. What's especially impressive is the material thickness, averaging 0.78 millimeters and going up to 1.56 millimeters in some spots. That's way thicker than the typical 0.3 millimeters you see out there, which means this bed should hold up better and stay sturdy over time. The open base keeps water from pooling, and they even claim you can have it assembled in just 5 minutes. Customer feedback often praises how easy it is to put together and how well it fits small urban gardens. The industrial metal look really clicks with some users, and many say the bed feels solid and dependable. If you're working with limited space, this could be a smart pick. However, some buyers mention that the assembly is trickier than expected due to the number of screws and bolts. While the 5-minute assembly claim sounds promising, it realistically takes longer if you want to ensure everything is securely fastened and stable. A couple things to keep in mind. Since it's a newer product, there's not much long-term data yet. The galvanized coating may wear down over time, which could lead to rust. Also, the oval shape looks sleek but doesn't use space as efficiently as rectangular beds. Plus, that industrial look might not be everyone's style. Here's the thing about our #1 choice. The Freeport Park Modular Raised Garden Bed truly stands out as a top pick for growing vegetables. It's all about smart design meeting practical function. This 9-in-1 modular system offers incredible layout flexibility, so you can change the setup as your garden grows or your needs shift. It's like having a garden bed that grows with you. The galvanized steel construction is built to last, resisting rust, mildew, and UV damage. 3 major enemies of garden beds. Plus, the open bottom design supports healthy root growth and keeps water draining properly, which is absolutely essential for thriving vegetables. One feature that really makes this bed special is its rounded edges, adding a layer of safety around your garden. And the panel system? It makes assembly straightforward, even if you're not a pro. The modular setup lets you start small, then expand or rearrange as the seasons change. It strikes a great balance between durability and affordability. Of course, with great flexibility comes a few trade-offs. The more connection points you have, the more you'll need to keep an eye on them. Over time, you'll want to tighten those connections periodically to maintain stability and avoid any wobbling or loosening. A couple things to keep in mind. The 9-in-1 system's many options might feel overwhelming at first. And with so many components, there's a chance of losing or needing to replace pieces. Also, while the galvanized coating is tough, harsh weather will eventually show its wear. If this video helped you pick the right garden bed for your vegetables, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more home and garden tips. Don't forget to check the description box for direct links to all these beds. Thanks for watching.